All right, let's jump right in. We're going to talk about something you look at every single day in the mirror, but maybe you've never really thought about it. We're talking about the secret life of your hair.
I mean, seriously, have you ever just wondered what's actually happening on your head right now? Because believe it or not, there's this tiny little drama playing out on your scalp. A whole story with a beginning, a middle, and an end, and it's happening over and over and over again.
And that's really the heart of it. It's not just some boring biology lesson, it's a story. Every single strand of your hair has its own life story, its own journey. So you know what? Let's follow that journey. Let's see where it goes. All right, so this whole journey, it breaks down into four main phases. Just think of them like chapters in a book, taking us from birth all the way to, well, shedding. So here are our four chapters: Anagen, Catagen, Telogen, and Exogen. Yeah, I know, the names sound a little sciencey, but trust me, the ideas behind them are super simple. This is basically the roadmap for your hair's entire life, and we're gonna walk through every single step. Okay, but check this out. The timing is what's absolutely wild here. Look at Anagen. That's the growth phase. It can last anywhere from 3 to 7 years. And then you look at Catagen, just a couple of weeks. It's crazy, right? What this tells you is that almost your hair's entire life is spent doing just one thing: growing. So let's dive into chapter 1, Anagen. This is the main event, folks. It's the powerhouse phase. Deep down in the follicle, you've got cells just dividing like crazy, building that hair strand and pushing it up, up, up. This is the phase that decides just how long your hair can actually get. Seriously, let that number sink in for a second. 3 to 7 years for one strand of hair. That's why it can get so long. Each little strand is on this epic multi-year mission just to grow, long before it even thinks about stopping. It's kind of mind-blowing, right? But, all good things must come to an end. After all those years of growing, the hair hits the catagen phase. This one's super short, just a couple of weeks. It's basically the powering down mode. Growth slams on the brakes, the follicle starts to shrink. It even cuts itself off from its blood supply. It's getting ready for what's next. Okay, so after it powers down, it enters this quiet phase called telogen. For about 3 months, that hair is basically just chillin'. It's dormant, not growing, but not falling out either. It's just hanging on. But here's the cool part. While it's resting, deep down below, a brand new hair is already starting to form, getting ready to take over. And that brings us to the grand finale, Exogen, the shedding phase. This is the part we all actually see, right? The hair in the brush, in the shower drain. But here's the thing you have to remember. It is totally 100% normal to lose 50 to 100 of these hairs every single day. The old hair is just making way for the new one to start its own journey. All right, so we've got the whole journey mapped out. But you're probably thinking, okay, cool science, but why do I care? Well, this is where it gets really practical. Understanding the cycle is what connects all that science to how you actually take care of your hair. And yeah, this quote really hits the nail on the head. If you're serious about your hair care, or if you're thinking about any kind of treatment, you absolutely have to get how this natural rhythm works. There's just no way around it. See, this is why this stuff is so powerful. When you know this, you get why seeing a little hair in your brush isn't a reason to panic. You understand how treatments are supposed to work with your body's cycles. And maybe most important of all, you know what's normal for you, so you can spot when something's different, and maybe it's time to, chat with a specialist. And this really breaks it down perfectly. On one side, you've got normal shedding. That's just the cycle doing its thing, business as usual. But on the other side, if you start noticing a big increase in shedding, or your hair just doesn't seem to be growing, well, that could be a sign that something's messing with the cycle, and it's probably a good idea to get it looked at. So we followed one hair all the way to the end of its story. But here's the really beautiful thing about it. It's not really the end. It's just a loop. Because for every single hair that finishes its journey, there's a new one right behind it, just kicking off its own multi-year growth phase. The end of one story is literally the beginning of the next. It's this constant, incredible process of renewal happening all the time. And that kind of leaves you wondering, doesn't it? This hair cycle is just one of these amazing, hidden rhythms going on inside our bodies all the time. So what other secret cycles are out there, shaping our health day in and day out? Definitely something to chew on. Thanks for joining me for this one.